Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Obra Potato. Now, we have a little bit of a problem right here. So, we've currently got these massively complex chains of operations for these trains that deliver the resources to the processing area. However, this is creating a couple of problems for us. For example, I will show you not that train. That's not actually a good example. This is a good example. So what we've got here is we've got a train that delivers coal from Sooty Tooty Town all the way over to here. Then it comes back to Sooty Tooty Town, and then it drops the resources off right over here, and then it goes over here and it fills up with resources. However, this is a problem for a couple of reasons that I would like to illustrate. At the moment, you can see it is filled about half. About half is filled with coal, and the other bit is filled with coal ore. However, it just will not be able to ever get to 100% full of coal ore, I mean, he's never going to be able to load 100% of coal ore because it already has, you know, whatever it is, a sixth of coal ore in it. So what I'm thinking that we do in order to simplify all of these things down, we create a train that delivers directly from Sooty Tooty Town to the processing area, rather than taking it from the processing area to the steel mill. Now, it's a little bit of a bittersweet pill to swallow, because the whole idea was that it could do all of that on a tank of fuel and then, you know, factor that into the journey at some point. But I think that this is somewhat too confusing at the moment. So at the moment, we've got the button that says wait until loaded. Now, that's a really, really great button to have ticked, because it means that obviously we just sort of let it go and it'll deal with it, and we don't need to worry about it. However, that presents another problem, which, as you can see right over here, is well, I don't know what this guy is doing. I mean, he's trying to load 100% of coal ore, but he can't, because this is pretty much full, or was full at the time when he tried to drop off his coal ore. He's trying to fill it with coal ore, but he's basically never going to be able to, or at least never going to be able to until we get production sorted. And the weird thing is that if we have one more train, like this train right here, for example, this train is going to come into here. It looks like this is also a coal ore train. So let's see exactly what this train does. Let's have a little look. Yep, so he's going to drop off his coal ore, or as much as he can anyway. And we'll wait until the production in that building lapses, and then he's not going to be able to do it anymore. He's going to stop dropping off his load. But it doesn't actually matter if he stops off dropping his load before or after it's emptied out, because he's going to come right back over here, or right back over here, and he's going to block the road, right? So let's simulate that he's done with his load, because it doesn't actually matter for the sake of argument. So that goes there. Great. He comes over here, and what do you know, with just 4 trains, we've managed to block the traffic off right over here, which means that we're not going to be able to get any further workers into the processing facilities, which means even further delays. And yeah, it's just a little bit of a problem at the moment. So what I'm thinking that we do is we buy some more rolling stock, and we buy some more locomotives. I mean, I don't like this idea for a couple of reasons. One, as I've already said, it doesn't factor in, or it means that we will have to visit the oil refinery more frequently, which is just irritating to fill up. But it also means that we're not going to have trains stuck over here. So, for example, these guys all have the order to wait until unloaded. Where is it? Yeah, wait until unloaded over here. Now, what happens if we get 2 iron trains stuck on this platform right here? That is a problem. So what we need to do is we need to have 1 coal train between this area, and 1 iron train between this area, and then we can have as many coal and iron trains as we want coming into the unloading area, basically. So that's the plan. I mean, it's bittersweet, honestly. It's kind of a little bit irritating for me to deal with, but Yeah, I thought we had a good system in place, but turns out it just wasn't meant to be. Okay, you go to the next objective, and we'll try and fix things as we go. You go to, yeah, right over here again, please. That's great. Put it on normal time speed so that we've got at least a little bit of time to think. And you will send you round there again. Okay, great. Now, I want to buy new trains. Not because we really need to, just because it's going to be easier to do the instructions. See, what are you doing? I mean, I don't know what you're doing, but you've got coal ore on you as well. That's because you took an impromptu visit to the filling station. Yeah, so this is actually quite handily. This is going to be the setup that we employ. Load 100% of anything in CD2D town, and then unload 100% of anything over at the processing area, and then go fill it with diesel. Yeah, I mean, I don't love it. I don't love it at all, but it is what we need to do. So let's get some more diesel locomotives in play. Let's get some more cargo wagons. The other problem is that with more trains on the rails, that actually means that we've got less money to spend on other stuff, because so much of our capital, is going to be tied up in bloomin' trains. So what I think we'll do this, copy that over there, and you guys can be dispatched, or you will be able to be dispatched once this train has removed himself. There we go. Start you now. Oh no, why did that not work? There we go. Okay, so that is our coal train sorted. Let's get the Ironopolis train sorted. Again, it's really just a problem with this area, and it's not really necessarily a problem with this area. It's more of a problem with the limitations that the game has placed on me to give it instructions. It's kind of a little bit annoying. And also diesel, where our oil plant is. That's another somewhat of a problem. Right, get you to go, and then I'll dispatch you in a little bit. However, the good news is that this is going to simplify the process dramatically. It also makes a very, very compelling case to electrify a whole bunch of the track, so that we don't need to keep on dealing with this utter faff. Alright, you are going to load 100% of coal, but you've not unloaded yourself of coal ore yet, have you? Also, we need to do some house building over here. In the interim, what I've done in order to skyrocket coal production, I've installed 2 brand new houses. I've built a little cinema right here so that we can at least culturalify. That's not a word, but it should be. So that we can bring culture to the masses through the camera lens. Right, I mean, you're supposed to be loading, but just go there. Yeah, sure. And you go there. There we go. I mean, yeah, this is all going to be rectified in time, and you need to go back to wait until unloaded. Go there. Yeah. Okay, great. I mean, we might have some initial issues, but I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. Once these plans are filtered out through the system, then they'll all be fine. Anyway, I neglect to do this all the time. I really should make a very important point of telling you exactly what I'm planning to do at the start of the episode. Anyway, the point is that in order to make sure that Potatograd and indeed the towns around here continue to grow, there's a couple of things that we need to do. One of which is stop our cash from falling, even though in the last episode we did a pretty darn good job of getting rid of the power outlay. We're still spending a heck of a lot of money on food, clothes, electronics, meat, and alcohol. Now, in fact, I think all of these things, with the exception of electronics, are contingent upon us getting a good supply of grain. Now, I have had one of my trademark good ideas, and I was thinking, just like in the last episode, coincidentally, where is the most amount of flat ground? Well, the most amount of flat ground that we could possibly create is on the river. Well, I thought, you know what? What about down here? Well, there's nothing really particularly flat about this area. I mean, it wouldn't make a bad area for a farm. You know, pretty shallow river as it seems. But I mean, what I was really thinking when I looked up at the other end, I thought, oh, goodness gracious me, this is a very, very large area, very, very flat in the surrounding area. Oh, look at this, look at this. It's also in very, very close proximity to this rail network. Unbelievably, I never thought when we set out that this rail network would be used for anything other than transportation of goods between Potatograd and the border. However, I've come to think that this would be the ideal place to have a massive, massive farm. I mean, think about it. It would just be absolutely perfect. So that's what I think that we're going to try and do. We're going to try and create a massive farm in this area, or, you know, probably 2 or 3 farms, actually. But that's definitely the plan. And in fact, you know what we're going to do right now? Let's get a construction office over here, because you bet your bottom dollar I'm not going to be paying thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of rubles to terraform what is in effect potentially as deep as the ocean. I don't actually know. That's a little bit of an exaggeration probably, but the point is that it could be very, very deep, and I don't know, and I would rather do it with a bulldozer. All right, lots and lots of bulldozer. Stalinek? I mean, that can only be named after one person, presumably. Right, let me have a look. Level terrain, height from center. Yeah, let's go for this as the base level. I think it should be plenty deep enough to ensure that we don't have any issues. Yeah, okay. Are we going to be able to move fast enough for my liking? I mean, I think we should. This is just a preliminary test. I just want to make sure that everything is in order before we actually start terraforming properly. Is that a good height? Or do we need to go slightly lower? I mean, the lower we go, right? The lower we go, then the easier it is to cover up the water. However, we might end up with issues like this, which presents us with a problem because you can't actually build on water, right? I think that that's a pretty reasonable height. We want to keep it as low, as I say, to make the terraforming go faster. However, we want to keep it above the water line so that we don't have to deal with any watery nonsense anywhere. And the aim of the game, by the way, here is absolutely to make, I think it's like three aggro farms, at least 3 aggro farms, and as many fields as we possibly can. And we don't want to faff around with these medium-sized fields. We want properly large fields. Now, this area is going to have to be connected to the road network because we're going to want to transport fuel over here. And I mean, a lot of the tractors, a lot of the lorries and whatnot are going to need fuel to transport things around. However, I'm thinking that the vast majority of the grain that we transport to Potatograd will be transported on a train. It just makes sense given that it's here. This would also be a good time to maybe talk about electrification, because we could electrify that line, and therefore that could be the first section of track that we employ an electric locomotive on. Okay, this is going to take a substantial period of time, and I'm not really sure if I want to do it on camera. In fact, I'm pretty certain that I don't want to do it on camera. I just quite enjoy doing it. And it's very therapeutic, I must say. Just when you see that land come out of the ocean, or come out of the river, I guess. Yeah, very, very therapeutic. Okay, anyway, I mean, this is like what we're gonna do for the entirety of this lake, entirety of this river, whatever. I'm so glad that water physics don't exist in this game. I'm so glad, because I mean, you can just look, just imagine the prospect of terraforming the ocean. Oh, that would be glorious. Anyway, yes, I'll get to that in just a second, but I want to fix some of the other problems around here first, primarily ones with regards to trains. Coal ore, you're waiting to be unloaded. You're waiting to be unloaded as well. Cannot store or export coal. Alright, that is straight up a problem. Where are some of our coal trains? Are you... Aggregate unloading 2. Who's going to aggregate unloading 2? Yeah, it's you. So... You're going there right now, actually. Why? Did you... You just came from the aggregate loading. Okay. Well, go over there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut back on that. And we're going to cut back on that. Last chance to buy. Is that an electric locomotive? It's a set. Okay, cool. I don't think I can empty the contents of a carriage out, unfortunately. But I wish I could. Alright. Let's get you to go through here. And now you can be concerned with literally just going between here. Right. Unload all of the coal. Yep. And then you go to the aggregate loading. Oh, see this thing, it's waiting until unloaded. Oh, that's unbelievably annoying. Okay. I'm going to add an extra stop in here because I want to clear this train out. Wait until unloaded. Untick that. And then retick that because I do actually want the train under normal circumstances to wait until it's unloaded. I need to make a route for a train to take some resources from this area over to this area. Alright, I mean, I've got trains as a backup. But that's for other stuff. Okay, you've got iron ore in there. Okay, cool. We'll get 2 new train services. How about that? Two new trains might be slight overkill for what we actually require. So maybe let's just go for 1. Okay. This train will be the first dedicated train to go between the loading area, the unloading area, there, and back. That's the plan. Load 100% of anything. Yeah, I mean, you can load 100% of anything, honestly. In fact, you know what? You could load both coal and iron. That in itself would be a major time save. I'm not sure if that's going to work. I mean, we can test it. Goodness gracious me. We have a lot of trains coming around here with coal ore and not anywhere to export that coal ore. I don't want to discard this. Discard 47 tons from this resource. Honestly, yes, I do. I don't want to discard the entirety of it. But yes, let's discard a bunch of that stuff. Means that we can get rid of the resources from one of these trains. If we can do that, then that sorts us out, basically, and allows us to reallocate one of these trains to moving resources from the processing area to the steel processing area. So as soon as we're done with this, we can move on. Which is, it's kind of ironic that I'm just throwing coal down the drain, given my chronic shortage earlier on, but you know what? Times change, people change, needs must. How's the population looking? Not too bad, actually. Alright, one more time. There we go. Get rid of that. Building is without power supply. Why? Should be with power supply. Yep, this entire area should have a power supply. Except it has got no workers because the workers are all faffing around at this train stop. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Alright, don't really want to tell you to go. What I'll do is I'll empty tons of storage there. Right. This building is now without a power supply. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Don't you just love a problem-solving game? Except when it's not a problem-solving game. Right. That's sorted. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Hold up. Right, export mode again. Fantastic. So that's going to sort the traffic jam, I think, behind this. In fact, no, it's not going to sort the traffic jam because we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 trains waiting to get access to this area. Great. I'm going to reset that. Right. Just so that I can have a little bit of space to think. Okay, at least 2 stops are required. Fine. Go over here to the steel unloading area. And then over there. Okay. It's a little bit complex, but I think I can just about handle it. Need to make sure that you're unloading. Wait until unloaded. I want you to pick up coal and iron. Load 100% of iron ore and coal. Wait, what? CDT10 aggregate storage? Yeah, delete that. And just load up, I guess. Okay. Great. So let's give that a plan. Let's give that a plan. Let's give that a shot. See if it works. So you should come over here. Load up with 100% of, well, the coal, right? Take all of the coal that you possibly can. Except the building is without a power supply. Right, I shouldn't have got rid of that foreign connection panel that I just clicked goodbye to. We're in export mode. Well, we need to be in import mode until we can sort our own power situation out. Honestly, I should make a bridge here. Like this is a key point of failure that I am pretty stupid for not correcting. Steel brick bridge. I mean, build a wooden bridge. Can I build a wooden bridge over this area? I don't even know if it's possible. How? Okay. Crossing not allowed. Alright, well this is looking unlikely. Let's try with a slightly more mature type of bridge. Alright, hold on. Take that road back. Yep. Infrastructure. Infrastructure is the problem below. However, I think we cracked the nail on the head there. Alright, this is going to cost me an absolute arm and a leg. I don't think... Oh, I was going to say, I don't think that I'm going to be able to get it down to the ground in time before the road. However, I now think that we might be able to. Good. Lovely. Get that connected up with gravel. Why gravel, you ask? Why not, I say. There we go. There we go. Okay, perfect. Delete that. How much is that going to cost me? 25,000 rubles? That seems like a steal. Usually bridges are considerably more expensive than that. Okay, and then delete this road. That's railways. Right. So these guys should now get lost, and therefore they should be forced to go up this way. Great. Okay. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Apart from the fact that this is not working. It should be loading more, but it's not. Yeah, again, I think this is a limitation of the game, not a limitation of me. We still haven't restored our power production, but that's fine. Okay, and speaking of restoring power production, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build In fact, no, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to demolish these 2 houses and see if I can fit in a prefab building in this area. Relocate them first to a new home. I mean... There. And there. Perfect. I mean, I don't know why I'm responsible for relocating them. I don't know why I can't just chuck them out in the streets. Not up to me to ask questions. In fact, yeah. In fact, it's not up to me to ask questions at all. Okay, who can I... which flat can I get that's pretty tall and has a lot of people in it? This one? I think this one is perfect, actually. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. That is glorious. Right. That's 143 workers, and they're going to be right next to the bus platform. Hopefully should be able to reach all of the important amenities. Yeah, should be totally fine. Alright, what have you got? You've got coal and a tiny little bit of iron in there, but that's not a problem. You're going to move past. That's great. Alright, and let's just get rid of this last little bit of road over here. There we go. Looks a little bit janky, but it's fine. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Great. I mean, that is an awful bridge, but it serves its purposes pretty perfectly, to be honest. Right. Have we restored our power yet? We got 2 workers. Export mode. I think we have now restored our power connection. As soon as the 2 workers get in here... Yeah, everything's sorted. Great. As long as we got a couple of people in the power plant at all times, then that's fine. And this way we should... Alright, I love it how you phase through trains sometimes, and then other times you're just not willing to do that. Yeah, maybe we should put something else in here, like another bridge, to bridge this gap. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that, but I mean, it doesn't actually matter for now, as long as we speed this up and make sure that this is going completely smoothly. Right, discard that, discard that, discard that, discard that. Discard some more coal. Okay, you're going to the diesel station now. You're going to aggregate loading to load 100% of coal. Oh, yes, I remember. This was the one that I wanted to just clear out of that nonsense. What I want you to do now is go over here and load 100% of coal. Yep, okay, there we go. So that's going to be the sole train that deals with moving the resources from here to here. And that is going to be our problem pretty much sorted from now on, because we're never going to poison the service again with just regular coal ore. So that's the plan. That's the plan. All right, you're going to fill up entirely with coal. Great. How's it going? Processing is going quite well. We're definitely going to get another processing area at some point for sure. However, I think that is enough to... 88 workers without a job. Look, everyone go over here. It's too distant. It's because of the paths. The paths have yet to be built. All right. Anyway, we're only 30 minutes in. I mean, don't pretend that I'm at all good at time management. Right. This train needs to be worked out. I'm gonna get you to go back to the base. Yeah, I mean, any train with like a silver locomotive needs to be addressed. See, these 2 trains, they need to be fixed. This train has already been reconfigured. You got 500 tons on you. You got less. Okay, I'm gonna get you to go to the depot. The one with less iron can go to the depot. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if having a joint slash iron slash coal train will actually be suitable. Part of me thinks that it might just prioritize picking up coal over picking up iron, but that will remain to be seen. Okay. Unload 100% of anything. Great. I mean, we do want to have wait until unloaded. That's the problem. We want to have wait until unloaded on these things so that we can actually take advantage of the fact that these are all diesel trains and we don't want to spend a gargantuan amount of money. We don't want to spend a gargantuan amount of money just transporting these diesel trains round and around and around. But if we do have wait until unloaded on, then it means that we're always going to have some issue with sort of tailing back trains, which I'm not super happy about. This is a conundrum for the ages. We've got wait to unload there. You have managed to pick up absolutely nothing from the aggregate unloading, presumably because you're going to the diesel plant. Alright, fine, whatever. You're slowly ticking down with iron. That's great. I mean, everything is fine. Anyway, the point that I was trying to make 2 minutes ago when I started talking about processes and time management is... Oh my... What the heck is happening here? What's wrong? What's wrong? You're supposed to go to the depot. How... The point that I was trying to make. I figuratively and literally do not understand what your problem is there. Anyway, the point that I was trying to make is that I do actually want to make a grain area, and I fully intend to in this episode. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on a quick little tour into the world of fast forward YouTube jump cuts. And bam, just like that, the job is entirely done. Great. 31 minutes, 32 minutes into the gosh darn video, we finally get to doing what we initially set out to do at the very beginning of the video. Anyway, we need to get an agro farm right down in the center here. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be in the center, but it would certainly help. There is a couple of things that we need to consider. First of all, the grain storage silo, which is in turn to be linked to a road cargo station, unless... I mean, we could just... No, warehouse. A warehouse, you can store crops. We could just link it up to a warehouse and then link up a train to the warehouse. That's one option. The other option is linking it up to a road network and then using that road network to transport the resources to an actual warehouse and then link that up to the train network. I think maybe we just want to have a warehouse somewhere that's accessible and we can just, you know, bend the train network to come and connect up to the warehouse. The one thing that I will say is that we're going to put the warehouse here, for example, right? And then the grain storage silo needs to go next to it in order to accommodate the grain that's going to come from the agro farm, which will go right about there. What needs to happen is that the railway that we need to build, we need to make sure that that doesn't... Yeah, okay, this is going to be a slight problem. But I'm not super concerned about it. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that because this entire area is going to be swarming with lorries and tractors, all of which need to get to and from the agro farm and to and from a whole bunch of fields, we probably want to make it so that none of the roads cross over the railways. I don't know how feasible that is, but I think that should be fine. Okay, let's try and see if we can do this with a railway bridge here. No, just cancel that entirely. I mean, that's just a mighty expensive bridge. What's the point, Potato? What is the point? He says, speaking in the third person. What is the point of constructing a wonderfully elaborate, massively over-the-top farming area if I'm just going to go and make a very expensive bridge? Need a free excavator at the construction depot. Well, I don't have any excavators, but I do have the money to buy one, so I probably should buy one. Can I get rid of you? Yeah. Get rid of you as well. Great. And buy 2 excavators. Perfect. See, I didn't need the excavators for any of the leveling work that I did, which is quite lovely. Okay, lower that. Okay, I mean, that works pretty okay. Yeah. I think that's fine. And then we just need to create a loop to... That is ugly. That is very, very ugly, but it does actually work. Alright, sure. And then we'll just merge that in just like that. Alright, I mean, that's basic, but it does work. The one worry that I do have is that the warehouse is only 1 track. So what is going to happen with the other... another train that perhaps we do? Here's an idea. I've got an idea. Let's adopt a little bit of an interesting strategy here. So, what I'm thinking that we do is we create a little bit of a waiting area for trains that are going to be coming to the grain area. So, we're going to create a little bit of bendy track, and then we're going to come straight across here and then across this way. So, this is going to be storage for at least 2 or 3 trains that are going to want to be waiting behind the train that is currently in the warehouse. And that way they're not going to be sitting on the main line, which could potentially stop our oil shipments. So that's for sure a problem that we may well run into. Okay, that goes there, that goes there. Perfect. Let's make sure that the... Nope. Okay, apparently not. Let's make sure that this entire area is very, very well signaled so that we don't have to worry about any potential issues. Let's just say. Okay, that goes there. That goes there. Okay, I think that is looking pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. And 1 goes there. Perfect. Okay, so that's the rail infrastructure setup. Initially, I wasn't planning to do this. I was planning to do something with a road cargo depot. But since a warehouse has got a train track running through it, we might as well take advantage of that. I mean, I think, yeah, a warehouse is the only way to load up a grain train. So, yeah, great, perfect. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, let's look at big fields now. Big fields we shouldn't have any difficulty with. The only thing that I did mention is that I don't want any roads. I don't want to put a field in. I don't want to put a medium field or a small field in this area because I don't want any lorries crossing over tracks. And something else that I was going to have to consider if we used a road cargo station to transport resources is that I didn't want the farm road network to come in contact with the road network that would transport the goods away from the farm. But of course, if we're doing it with a train like that, I mean, we don't need to worry about that at all. So let's try and be as space efficient as we possibly can. I mean, they are just big fields, but they should be pretty easy to lay out. I'm going to leave enough room for... Whoa. I'm going to leave enough room for a road up here. That's great. And across this way, we want to try and not waste any space. There we go. Sure. Connect that up there, even though that's not really required. Let me make sure that the factory connections will work completely as intended first. Great. Can I put a grain storage construction related? No. Agro related yet. Can I put a grain storage thing over here? I can't really see that. Hold on. Yeah, can I put one over there? Will that all connect together in a workable fashion, or will that not work? I guess that will remain to be seen. Anyway, let's continue with our road building exercise. Let's keep it coming across like this. That was too close. I should have known that. Played this game for maybe not hundreds of hours, but I must be pretty close actually. That's the wrong type of road. There we go. That's still the wrong type of road. Why am I continually placing the wrong type of road? Does anyone have an answer to this question? Apparently not. Building is in the way. That's bloomin' close. There we go. And then that can be taken back. And hopefully we'll be able to make good use of this space and perhaps get a few more big old fields in. Ah, I've spotted a flaw in the system. There looks to be an issue with one area. No? Okay, good. I fixed it, apparently. There was one slightly raised little nubbin, which I should have fixed, but I didn't. There we go. That goes in there like that. Do we have enough space for another field over here? Not really. What's the issue with this? Ah, it's too close over there. Let's try and drag it across to the left as much as we can. There we go. And is that as many fields that we're going to be able to fit in this way? I think so. Unless we can fit one more over there, or unless we can fit one more over here. Would actually work. Looks like there is some slight... Looks like there is some slight height difference in these rocks. I don't know if it's going to be possible for me to sink these down and raise them back up to the appropriate level again. There we go. Nice and even. Nice and even. Alright, try again. No, apparently that's still causing problems. Maybe it's just that big fields will not work properly on... They will not work properly on mountainous terrain, I guess. Too big a climb uphill. Really? Whatever. Sorted. Okay, so that in itself is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big fields. Yes. Great. How did you not connect up? Oh, no. It's fine. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I thought that had automatically connected up. Okay, we might be able to get another big field in there, especially if we change the road around. Same over there as well. We'd be totally fine. Okay, is that gonna be enough, or are we gonna need to? Are we gonna be able to use another row of fields? I think we might be able to get away with another row of fields, to be honest. Okay, let's sort of plumb it all in like so, and then we can change things if needed. So let's press the build button for that. Unbelievably, this is a very, very cheap thing to do, because these fields don't cost us anything. I mean, sure, other stuff does cost us stuff. The agro farm does cost money, but not that much money on the whole, really. Okay, good. We need workers, but we don't actually need workers, I don't think. Right, no tractors available to plant seeds, no vehicles available to harvest, no trucks available, no fields assigned, no power supply. I don't actually think power supply is required for any of those things. What is required, however, is fuel. Fuel is going to become very, very important, I suspect. Right, so sowing. Let's get the best sower out there. The best sower of seeds is marginally the tractor U650 as opposed to the tractor MTZ82. The sowing speed is consistent. Engine power on that one is slightly more. Right. Get 4 tractors. In fact, you know what I'm thinking? Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that these will work. Of course they will work in exactly the same way as construction offices work. At least I'm assuming anyway. Where we can assign multiple fields or we can assign the same field to the same. Right. Auto find in 3,000 meters. Yeah. So we can have multiple agro farms, and just link them all. We can just link, you know, have one that deals specifically with tractors, one that deals specifically with lorries, etc., etc., etc. So I don't know what I'm thinking. Like, I can get more than one. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, sell this. Yeah, fine. I don't care that I'm making a small loss, even though they've never been used. That's new car depreciation for you, folks. Right, so you are going to be entirely lorries, right? Covered hull. What's the biggest that we can do? 8 tons? 10 tons, I think. 7.2. 9.6. 10. 9.6. I think it's 10. I think it's that articulating lorry. Yeah, so it is this thing for sure. However, would it perhaps be more suitable if we had something like this? Engine power? No. You know what? Right. Let's get an entire truckload of articulating lorries. That seems like the thing to do. And they're all going to operate out of this agro farm, which is perfect. It's exactly what we're after. The next agro farm that we're gonna place can deal with something else. There we go. Let's get that built. 50,000 rubles. I mean, it's not going to be a cheap process. I'm aware of that fact, but it is going to be worth doing. Right, there we go. Right, so we're going to need tractors, we're going to need harvesters, and I think that's actually it. No fields assigned. I mean, fields should be assigned. Yep. So we got 7 fields. 7 fields, that's perfect. Okay, what I think we should do is we should set up this this agro farm to have half sowing and half harvesting. Now, I think that will probably have to change later on. Available from East Germany, harvesting speed is 30. I mean, we're getting the best of the best stuff. Right, so auto search within 3,000 meters. That's perfect. It should automatically update, but I could just add them all. I think it updates at the end of the month if I'm not mistaken. Hold up. Hold up. Does it not work in the same way as... Uh-oh. It looks like it doesn't actually work. It looks like I'm totally wrong. It looks like it doesn't work in the way that construction offices work, and it looks like fields can only be assigned to a single agro farm. Good thing that I tested that, actually. And that's not necessarily a problem for us, because we're probably going to need a second agro farm anyway. It just means that the mechanisms that we have here, I'm going to take another hit of 1,000 rubles, because we're going to ditch one of those, ditch one of those. Yeah, and then we'll buy 2 trucks. Yeah. Articulating lorries. It's always really difficult to tell which is the biggest type of truck. But it's that truck. Okay. Yeah, so you shouldn't have anything. Cancel assignment there. Auto search. Great. There we go. All right, perfect. That's now in here. So these little tractors should be zipping around and doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Perfect. Okay. This does not fix one of the problems that I initially talked about, and that is fuel. We need to sort fuel manually. We need to make sure that all works as intended. Gas station, that's the one. Can we fit it in here? Oh, that'd be so perfect if we could just fit it in there. Oh, come on. Oh, it's so close to working. Alright, well, I guess we're going to have to settle with over there. That's fine. I would like to connect this up over here. I mean... Oh. There we go. That looks good. That looks absolutely perfect. Let's get this gas station built, and then let's set up a little route for trucks to supply this this area with gas. Okay. Let's go and find the nearest vehicle depot, which is probably there. And how many do we want to? How many trucks do we want to put on this this resupply service? Great question. Glad you asked. Oil tanker. Yeah, it's the... This one, I think, is the largest of them all. 4. 3. Let's put 3 on. Yeah, let's put 3 on. Okay, cool. Yep. Set it up. Go here. Load 100% of fuel. And then go all the way over here. And unload 100% of anything, and I want you to wait until unloaded, and I want you to actually wait until loaded. Yeah, cool. Right, let's head back over here and copy, paste, and dispatch all of these guys and call it a day there. Perfect. Perfect. So that will be our fuel sorted. We should have no issues there. I think that we'll be totally fine. Already we're starting to plow, which is fantastic. It's assigned at the agro farm too. It's a little bit annoying that it doesn't work. Why does it not work? Why does it not work exactly like construction offices and rail offices work? I feel like that is a massive discrepancy with which something should be amended. But it's actually good that we've got the second one. We'll certainly find a use for it, whether it's operating more fields up here, or if indeed these fields are too busy, or if the machines are too busy with these fields, then we can split it down and maybe assign 3 fields to one agro farm and 4 fields to another. I mean, this entire goal will obviously take a long time to realize. These are all maximum size fields, but I mean, it looks pretty darn good, I would say. I'm pretty happy with this. Could maybe fit another field in there, but not super worried about that. Oh my goodness, these guys are all gonna fill it with gas. Well, that's gonna cost me a pretty penny. Do they fill up without power? Apparently not. So what we have got, let me tell you what we've got. We've got bulldozers that are literally just going to sit in the gas station and occupy all of the slots. That is, I mean, that is a freak scenario. That is a totally freak scenario that I did not anticipate happening. I mean, how do we even rectify that? I didn't really want to bring power out over here. I didn't want to bring power out here over here at all. These guys will definitely need fuel at some point. I mean, agricultural use of diesel and petrol and gas, whatever it's called in here, is definitely like a primary reason. I've just had an interesting idea. I've just had a really interesting idea. How feasible would it be to put an oil fuel loading / unloading station right here? And hold up, I think I've just had a great idea. I think I've just had a great idea. I think that I've just had a great idea. It's not to do with power. I mean, I'm still stumped on the power. In fact, I'm not stumped on the power. The annoying thing is that we're just gonna have to drag it from, you know, the nearest line, and that's gonna take a while before we have the money to do that. The great idea that I had was, I mean, if we've got this train track coming past, and we've got trains that are carrying fuel to the border to sell, why don't we just have a tank here that just fills up the station. I mean, fills up the thingy. Oh, we can't do this with a pipe. We can't put a pipeline right into the back. But we could have a little route that unloaded gas from the unloading station or a tank straight over to the gas station. That is something to ponder over. But for now, I think that we can just be happy that we managed to get these fields up and running, and using the wonders of editing, you didn't have to sit through all 25 minutes of me doing it. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shorter one today because I may have spent like like 20 minutes, maybe more than that actually, probably about 40, closer to 40 minutes than 20 minutes, that's for sure. Rearranging the land in the river in order to make way for those fields, which sort of took a lot longer than I anticipated. The water, as it turns out, was quite deep. I'm gonna put a fast-forwarded version after this video, after this little face bit here, so that you can see the true extent of my work if you are indeed interested in watching it. No obligation to do so, of course. But anyway, yes, this is the start of the grain process. I don't think we're going to be focusing on grain in the next episode because grain takes a heck of a long time to grow, and I suspect that we're going to be able to do something productive before it is fully grown. So look forward to something new and completely different in the next episode. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.